Well, hello, everybody. Double diamonds, double diamonds, double diamonds. That was a little bit of the rail fanning from my trip, which we will see in a moment, to St. Louis. So before we get started, Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This is, I think, a record number of people for the opening credits, and I hope you enjoyed a little rail fanning. I've upgraded my stream to 1080p, so I apologize if everything looks a little bit crisper and a little bit more vibrant. Well, that's on me, because you're getting full HD quality on this broadcast. But without further ado, I would like to give a big welcome and a cookie to Mike H.O. Trains, who is the first in. Paul B., Dave Hammer were close on his tail. Stephen Seidler and Stephen Wagner and Steve Moskin, the three Steves. Welcome. Brian Ferguson, Dave Hammer, Sparky 107 107. I'm going to be opening your mini print boxes tonight to show everybody what they're missing in their mini prints of the month club. And I need to get them to you. Brian Ferguson, welcome. Wrathblaster, welcome. Ben Strange, John Tackert. My goodness, there are so many people. John Garvin, the Johns and the Steves are winning. Bruce Wilson, good evening. And good evening, everybody who's coming in. Thank you so much for joining. There is so much to share with you tonight. I'm super excited. So without further ado, let me close one presentation and open another. So we're doing something a little bit different tonight. And for the first time in maybe 2 years, I'm going to say, I think it's 2 years, I am not starting with a beer, because Andre, who I saw made a comment and was on here. I'm going to show your comment. This is Andre Van Voren. I hope I'm saying Van Voren right. Andre met me at St. Louis with a lovely, lovely birthday present, and I have not opened it yet. So Andre, I am going to, for the first time in Mini Prints history, not have a beer live on the air, but I'm going to open this absolutely wonderful bottle that you brought me. Oh, yeah. All right. Did you hear that? Cork is off. I brought ice from home. And I'm going to just ice. Don't worry, nothing else. A couple cubes of ice. And I'm going to pour myself a tiny little bit of this absolutely spectacular gift of brown water. So as I do this, I will thank Andre for a very kind gift. My understanding is that this is Bullet bourbon from Lexington. Is it Lexington? No, it's not Lexington, is it? It's, don't have my glasses on. Louisville, Kentucky. Louisville, Kentucky, where I believe Andre is from, or down the road from where he's from. And that was a lovely... I don't know about that. It's I'm gonna take it easy. I'm not gonna down the bottle, but I am gonna say a huge thank you to Andre, who is a very, very talented modeler, and who we will talk about in a few minutes. Oh my goodness! You know, it's funny, Bruce. I was a Scotch drinker, and then I found bourbon, and I think bourbon might be the new Scotch. I do love whiskey, but there is something about bourbon that is absolutely, well, it's equal to, let's put it that way. So many thanks to Andre for sharing this lovely, lovely gift and to making history on the Mini Prints channel as I get to vote with Andre's very kind gift. On to the show tonight. So I will be talking about and sharing with you a few things. So we'll talk a little bit about the St. Louis RPM. We will then go on to prepare you for 3.5 inches of fun. And thank you, Andre. It is absolutely delicious. I can't wait to come down and visit you for a distillery tour and to check out some horse farms. And it is potent stuff, Stephen S. Absolutely. So we are going to talk about the miniprints peanut butter lid challenge. After that, what's next? Oh yeah, I've got some very exciting Shapeways news. And I would like to feature a bunch of new artists who will be part of the miniprints.com website. But before we get into that, and without further ado, let's talk a little bit about railfanning. Railfanning is the hobby within the hobby, and it's really one of my favorite parts of the hobby. Anthony Borden, I did not get your email on the Northeast Corridor substation, but we can definitely touch base on that. This is a picture that I took with the sun behind me as I was photographing a container train at Elkhart, Indiana. Elkhart was one of the stops on my trip and one of the stops that you saw on that little montage video that we started off with. The trip started in Toronto. My first stop was to visit Otter Valley, where I dropped some samples off for Sarah, who you see up in the top, I guess that would be right corner. Then Elkhart, Indiana, and I'm mentioning this because all of these, or most of these, are videos that you can watch on the YouTube page. And Elkhart, Indiana was railfanning like I have never, ever seen it before. It was unbelievable, including a Santa Claus parade of MOW equipment. And I ended up counting them. I think I mistakenly in the video said 100, but there were actually 45 individual pieces of MOW equipment going by in a row. And it took 20 minutes, I'd say, for them to all go by. And if you haven't seen the live from Elkhart, Indiana, I don't know if you can see the cursor up here, but the live from Elkhart, Indiana video, near the end of it, the MOW parade is not to be missed. And I thought of Tom Orlando, who makes the 3D printed MOW equipment. And it was every shape, every size. I mean, you'll see my jaw hanging down. It was unbelievable to watch that. Elkhart, Indiana is a destination that I would very much like to go back to. And I know, Mike H.O. Trains, that you love MOW, and you also make absolutely spectacular scratch-built MOW equipment. I have one of yours on my module here that I am super, super, super proud of. Dave Cruzwick, that was quite a route. And there you are. Let's talk about you next. Because after Elkhart, where I spent a night, and honestly, I cannot wait to go back to Elkhart. Best railfanning, best mainline freight action that I think I've ever seen. I was off to Rochelle, which I'd never been to visit this guy up here, Mr. Dave Cruzwick. We became friends when we met, I guess, for the first time. Well, we were friends before that, but we met for the first time in Peabody. And I was in his territory because he lives just outside of Chicago. I thought it would be fun to go to Rochelle. There's a video of us in Rochelle, and you saw a little bit of it on the teaser promo video at the beginning there. We didn't see a ton of trains, but man, oh man, is it a great location. I don't think Rochelle showed us what Rochelle is capable of, but I am really looking forward to getting back there. And maybe next time we will see a bit more. After that, it was to the St. Louis RPM, where I have two videos on the YouTube page that you can watch. One is me walking around the show floor, talking to some of the vendors. And the other one are the model tables. And you can see a little promo down here. And there's Andre again, handing me a beautiful bottle of bourbon. Cheers. Oh, wonderful. And those two videos, I think, have both received about 1,000 views, over 1,000 views each. So definitely check those out if you're interested. And then the final Railfanning part of the trip, and I'll just mention here, the reason I break up the trip and do the Railfanning, besides the fact that Railfanning is ridiculously fun and one of my favorite parts of this hobby. I don't like driving 12 hours in a day. So from Toronto to St. Louis, actually Collinsville, was about a 12+ hour drive. And it's about 6 hours. After 6 hours, I tend to lose it. So it sort of serves double duty to stop, refresh, and it's not where you're going, it's how you get there, right? So I tend to look for where there is a Railfan cam, and Elkhart and Fostoria did not disappoint. So that's the trip. That's the itinerary. It was a fantastic trip. And if you have not been to St. Louis or an RPM, I strongly, strongly recommend that you check one out. They are so much fun. And everybody who I met down there, we had a wonderful time. And it was just wonderful. All right, let me check a few comments before we go any further and talk about what happened down in St. Louis. All right. Howdy, Sparky. David Carsons, welcome. Let's see. What does Dave said? I'll be en route home from Michigan. Okay. If you have any comments, pop them in. I will be sure to, or I will try my best to respond to them. Amy Penny. This is a perfect segue. Hello, Amy. I believe that you are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, fifth row, fifth from the left, reading a book. There you are. The scans from St. Louis turned out beautifully. Let me see if I can make them a little bit bigger here. There we go. You don't need to see me big. You can see the scan. So I did 28 scans. And thank you, Floyd. I see there are now 70 people watching. 15 of you have hit the thumbs up. And I know it sounds self-serving and silly, but apparently if you hit the thumbs up, that's really good for the algorithm. So thank you, Floyd. I do appreciate the shout out there. Apparently, if you smash the like button, then it's wonderful. Andre, I'm still working on this one, and I got a lot of show to go through. So maybe when I get home, I'll have the second one. But cheers. The scans were fantastic. The scanner performed absolutely beautifully. We got some fantastic poses. It was really great to meet some Mini Prints of the Month Club subscribers, to meet some customers, to make some new friends, to scan some YouTubers. It was a really, really fun and exciting scanning session. All of these are now listed at miniprints.com/minimes. And I will just go to, there you go. And somebody had a question earlier that I need to list what scale these are listed in. Well, as it says here, and if you go to the actual item, every mini-me is available in N, HO, S, and O scale. And there's actually an error on this page because it says that Mini Prints is over 250 mini-me figures that we 3D scanned. I think we're pretty darn close to 300 by now. So if we haven't hit 300, then we're just shy. And we probably have hit 300 when you include some of the other scans. The gentleman with his hands like this is Nick. And Nick came up with a fantastic pose, which I'm going to add to the Don't Push Me Because I'm Close to the Edge series. If you remember that series, it's people standing on the edge of the world, waving or looking over the edge. I think that we'll call this Nick pose Echo. And I think that's a wonderful pose for the edge of the layout. The gentleman over here on the other side of the mini-me page, wearing the hard hat, is Andre. Cheers to you, Andre. Your scan turned out wonderfully with a duffel bag, a backpack, a hat, and a clipboard. That was a real challenge, but it turned out wonderfully. And all these people really look like the people. And what else? The Ray from Around the Layout was happy to scan a number of people that I had not previously scanned before. So there's Ray Arnott with his camera doing some rail fanning, and happy to add him in to the YouTuber section of the layout. And Sparky, you are well represented on the Mini-Me figure page. We have astronaut Sparky, and we have race car driver Sparky, and there's lots of you Sparkies. So that's all good. All right. So Mini-Me's are all available. Oh, the other thing I should mention on this slide is if you go down, you see Amy P right here. There's you, Amy. All of the new scans from the St. Louis RPM have a little red new tag. So this is something I've been thinking about, and I'd love your, yeah, you're on there too, Joseph. You're there too. You are definitely, whoops, you are definitely on the celebrity page there, Joseph. And your scan turned out beautifully as well. Actually, I'll just let everyone hang on. Let's go up. Joseph is right down here. I don't know if you can see my cursor. The gentleman, 2 in from the Mini-Me logo with the walkie-talkie. And that scan turned out absolutely wonderfully. If you ordered a scan, I think they're all in the mail now, except for a few that will go in the mail tomorrow. So if you have not received shipping confirmation that your figures have been mailed, they will definitely be mailed tomorrow, and you should be seeing them by the end of the week, depending on, of course, the USPS, which nobody seems to know what's happening. Other scans, and I'll just mention I was on What's Neat This Week, Ken Patterson's show for the second year in a row. So many thanks to Ken for hosting us. That was a lot of fun. I scanned Ken there reaching for a pack of cigarettes, and his lovely significant other, girlfriend, whatever, the partner, whatever word you wish, Holly there. And it's always a really, really fun gathering. And there's you as well, Joe. I think you are, Joseph, you are in the corner there of the screen, as well as Lorne. And I see a whole bunch of people. And Goalie George. And there you go. It was a really fun show, and it's really a wonderful show. So definitely watch it if you want to get a sense of what was happening. Yeah, Dave, Holly. Holly is her name. And it's interesting because Holly is my wife's name, so it's easy to remember. Which I should mention, you might have noticed that I am here in Miniature Printerland. There was some talk about me going down to Long Beach this week. I had hoped that I could have gone down to Long Beach. but there were a number of factors that made Long Beach not happen this year. And one of which is my wife is in New Brunswick right now visiting her parents. It's not the reason I didn't go down, but she's in New Brunswick, so I am here minding the fort. And, traveling's tough. I'd love to be on the road 24/7, but after St. Louis, I was completely wiped, and it takes a lot to get the show on the road. And I will be doing more scans. Unfortunately, not Long Beach, not this time, but definitely Novi next year. Definitely Chattanooga the year after that, and definitely Amherst in January. And there are a few other tricks up my sleeve. So, yeah, it's Bruce. It really is tough, and that's it's when I'm not here in the studio, I'm not printing, and at the end of the day, it's a business. And you will be where, Joseph? Where are you going? Yes, 100% in Detroit. 100%. I've already had conversations with the guys who are organizing Detroit. Miniprints will be in Detroit scanning. And yes, Joseph, Novi is going to be a fantastic NMRA convention. I can't wait. And it also has the advantage of being a 4-hour drive. So driving conventions, yes. Flying conventions, not so much. Is where I'm beginning to sort of net out on this. Okay, so what else? Well, speaking of, now there's a segue. The next opportunity to get scanned or hang out will be the NER convention, the Lakeshores convention, September 19th to 22nd in Rochester. So that will be the next time I do go on the road. Between now and then, I'm going to, I've got a big announcement actually coming up. So if you're here, stick around for a few minutes, because I think the next slide or the next couple of slides, I'm going to announce a few big things, which is one of the reasons why I am not going on the road as much. And don't get me wrong, as you can probably notice from that introduction video, it is so much fun going out and railfanning. I would almost argue that I enjoy railfanning as much as I enjoy modeling. But got to run the printers. Next time I hit the road, September 19th to 22nd in Rochester. If anyone is within driving distance of Rochester or who is in the NER region of the NMRA, I think this is going to be a really good one. I've always been super, super impressed with the NER region. And the page is up if you wish to pre-book at miniprints.com/lakeshores. Okay, on to the announcement. If you are a frequent watcher, you will notice that last month I talked a lot about the demise of Shapeways and how Miniprints was an alternative and a safe haven and a home for people who might have been on Shapeways who lost their distribution channel. For better or for worse, I have a large, expensive industrial space. Well, it's a small, expensive industrial space with a ton of machines and 2 employees, one Brett full-time and one summer student, Sunny. And I need to keep the ship afloat and keep them busy. All right, Joseph, have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for joining. Your figures are in the mail to you. And yeah, definitely keep in touch. And we will see you next month, if not before. So I put a call out to anyone who was on Shapeways, who had lost their distribution and who wanted to sell through Miniprints. And I'm very, very pleased to announce that I have 3 new artists that I will be representing. So it's kind of like an art gallery. I guess Miniprints is like now currently representing. One of which I will announce, and these are soft launches. We're working out all the details. but Focus Creative Studios. I don't know if anyone is familiar with them. Yeah, Sparky is kind of, I don't know whether Sparky is an employee or I would say that Sparky is my road manager. How's that? Sparky and I tend to do road trips together. And I don't know, Sparky bailed on me on St. Louis. So maybe Sparky will come with me to the NER convention, but to be determined. Focus Creative Studio. If you guys are not familiar with Focus Creative, I don't know about that, Sparky. Amy and Holly might not like that description. Focus Creative Studio is a fantastic operation run by a gentleman named Jason, who is an architect by trade. He is an absolutely incredibly talented 3D modeler. And I will be his 3D print partner. And there will be some fantastic designs from Focus Creative Studio that will be showing up on miniprints in the next couple of weeks, 2 of which I'm extremely excited about. An absolutely spectacular forklift, which I will just show you right here. Hopefully the benefits of HD will show you what a beautiful model this is. I built a little one here, and the advantage of this one, I can't find it now, but it's the lift is positionable, so you can place it anywhere around here. He does incredibly industrial things, really beautiful details of gorgeous rooftop details, really nice architectural details, incredible like cooling towers and beautiful rooftop units. I'm really, really, really excited to be adding Focus stuff to the miniprints lineup. And his attention to detail, his architectural details, he's got some brilliant transformers. I know it's hard to see things, when you hold them up to the camera like this. But Focus Creative Studio is a really welcome and valuable addition. He has a line of, and actually Carolina Foothills, he has, thank you for mentioning that, he has a specific, there are 3 forklifts that we're going to launch, and one of them is a specific paper roll forklift. So stay tuned. His stuff is spectacular. I cannot wait to bring it to you. And we do definitely have a paper roll forklift that is the best I've seen on the market, coming very, very, very soon. The quality is fantastic on screen, Mike, and it's fantastic in real life. One of the more talented 3D artists, definitely, I've ever worked with. So that's Focus Creative Studio, spectacular. ITLA will also be working with Focus, our friends Nick at ITLA, and Focus has a line of really interesting details that you can fit onto evergreen styrene. And I believe that Nick at ITLA will be handling that line and also working with FCS to generate some specifics for their kits. So really nice partnership between Nick, ITLA, myself, and Jason at Focus Creative Studio. So that will, this is a soft launch. This will be announced today and will unveil over the next month. And really excited to bring that to you guys. The next print partner, and there are 3 of them, will be the Model Mechanic. So I don't know if you are familiar with the Model Mechanic, but the Model Mechanic has a fantastic page on Facebook. You can check it out. Everything that is related to trucks and industrial equipment and just fantastic stuff, just incredible stuff. So I am so pleased to be working with the model mechanic and bringing his incredible designs to you through mini prints. So, this is just, and this is one of the reasons why, unfortunately, as much as I love to go out and railfan and be on the road, mini prints is about to just explode. And I'm so honored that these artists have decided to entrust their designs to mini prints. I mean, we are, and I will say it, we are the industry leader. Our quality is spectacular. We have a fantastic customer base. You guys are such amazing customers. And, these companies have seen the benefit, I guess, of what we bring. And yeah, I mean, his work is incredible, Steve. So you are going to be able to start to get model mechanic stuff printed by mini prints. And we will start to put pages up and list them. And this is just it's a dream come true. I'm thrilled to be able to bring this to market. And then the third, and as I say, these are all sort of soft launches. We're starting to list it. Well, thank you. That is really nice of you to say, Todd. I'll talk about that comment in a minute. Actually, it segues nicely into one of the things I want to talk about as well. The business of 3D printing. So super thrilled to have FCS, super thrilled to have the model mechanic. And the third announcement tonight is Dave's model railway stuff. So David Yale. So David has always been he's always had models that I've really liked. He had some frogs, and I'd never really figured out how to 3D print frogs before. But David had amazing frogs. These are the tiniest little things you've ever seen. They're so small that there is no way to eliminate the layer lines. Hey, there you are, David. And David is here. Welcome, David. Perfect timing. David is an incredible artist. His work is spectacular, and it really fills, I think, a gap in one of the areas that we have never really gotten involved in, which is sort of interior details and furniture. And Dave comes up with incredible furniture, business interior details, chairs, machinery, tools. It's a whole, if you want, a diner, if you want chairs in a diner, if you want, anything along those type of interior details, I don't think there's anyone in the industry better than Dave. David Yale was selling through Shapeways. We are once again very excited, very honored, and very thrilled to be able to bring that to the mini prints market. So those are three announcements: FCS, the model mechanic, and Dave's model railway stuff. They're going to be unveiled over the next months, but weeks. Hopefully, I will have a significant amount of inventory up on the site by our next broadcast, which is September. Well, it's going to go by quickly, everyone. Wednesday, September 4th. That is going to be the next one. So thank you, gentlemen. Let me talk about one other thing, and then we'll get to the mini build challenge. Ray, when I print frogs, you gotta see. I don't know where they are. Oh, here they are. Okay, these are the frogs. You've got to see these frogs. I'm gonna go full screen for a second. Thank goodness for HD. Okay, these are the frogs. They are ridiculously tiny. If I put a frog on my finger, it would be smaller than a grain of sand. Like, it is unbelievably small, and they look incredible. And the funny thing is, because you photograph them or you get the optivisor out, they look like frogs. Like, they are frogs. And I scaled them. I believe I scaled them to be 3 inches in HO scale. Yeah. something ridiculous like that. I believe the frogs are something like a millimeter, maybe. No, they gotta be smaller than that. Anyway, they are smaller than smaller. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Yeah, they are perfect to go with the HO scale house flies. So that is very exciting. Okay, mini prints of the month, and then I want to get on to the peanut butter lid challenge because that's exciting as well. So some of you might know, and some of you might be customers. I think you are. I have, this is kind of my Patreon. So I've never done Patreon. I've never said, you know, $9.95 a month to support what I do. My version of Patreon has always been the Mini Prints of the Month Club. It's been going since I started. So I think Mini Prints started April 1st of 2020, and the Mini Prints of the Month Club started, I think the first box was September or October of 2020. Hey, model citizens, it's humanity. How are you feeling, Heath? I am looking forward to tonight. You missed all the announcements. You missed everything. You're going to have to watch it all on replay. Yes, we announced frogs for the ribbit counters. That is awesome, Michael. You missed me drinking bourbon instead of beer. Cheers. Thanks to Andre. And the end scale of the month, no, unfortunately, the end scale of the month club is not happening yet. It is HO scale only, so I do apologize, and it's something that needs to be said. But my idea of sort of the Patreon has always been that I will put together a box, and we have a number of monthly subscribers, and they are the ones that get everything first. They get everything newest, and they get everything at 50% off. So I just wanted to spend a minute to talk about the Mini Prints of the Month Club. If this is interesting to you, go to the miniprints.com and you see the banner here, right underneath the scrolling banner that says join the Mini Prints of the Month Club. If you click on that, you get to the Mini Prints of the Month Club page. I wanted to sort of just talk a little bit about what you get. So the theory behind this has always been, and what I've always tried to do is basically for $29.95, let's assume $5 of it is shipping. You're getting basically $50 of retail value mini prints for $25. So I've always tried to basically say, okay, if you're going to support me, if you're going to sort of, you know, come in on a monthly basis, HO scale, you get it, you get a bunch of it, and you get it at a great price. So this is Sparky's box. See, it says June mini print box Sparky. I need to get it to him, but this is what you would have got in June if you had subscribed. So Sparky, I'm going to thank you. I'm going to share what you're getting, and I do need to get you your box. Okay, so in June, Sparky, you got, and I need to get this to you, you got the, and all of these are now up on the website. This is the lift kit. So it is the scissor lift kit that has the top, the base, and then it has the 3 different size extenders. So you can basically make a scissor lift in any size you want. What else did you get? Well, you got the treehouse. So if you guys remember, there is the Mini Prints Kids Treehouse that comes in 2 parts. And the reason that we created it in 2 parts is so that you can fit it on either side of the tree that you have. It also came with a ladder, some tree tires, and of course the little kid sitting in the tree fort. And wait, that's not all. There's the little kid sitting in the tree fort. You also got some 2 propane gas barbecues. 4 squirrels to put in your treehouse. And some of our brand new Rubbermaid plastic trash bins. So that is what you would have gotten if you had subscribed to the June box. Yeah, you know, my feeling on this, Sparky, is I would much rather fill the box and over deliver, because I really, really do not want anyone to be disappointed. And the good news is, in the long, long, long history of the Mini Prints of the Month Club, everybody says really great things about how much is in there. Okay, let me show you the July box. And this will just give you a little tease, and then we'll go on to the peanut butter lid challenge. In July, if you were Sparky, and if I had given you your box, which I will, Sparky, what would you have received? Okay, you would have received our mast, our tower mast. This is one of those lights that you see in construction sites, vertical light tower masts. Okay, what else? Oh yeah, this was the one with the construction theme. A cement, you know, those things that they hang from cement cranes, those cement buckets. I did a series of 4 different cinder blocks on pallets, so all the way from sort of 1 cinder block on a pallet all the way up to filled cinder blocks. So there are 4 different orientations of those. What else? Oh, right. And so many, 2 construction workers. So you got 2 different construction worker figures. One looking at a cell phone, and one with the blueprints. And I always try and include figures, animals, details, all sorts of things like that. And then you received 4 of our new cement barriers, 4 pylons, and then traffic, I think 3 or 4 traffic barrels. So most months have like a seasonal element. I try and include an animal in every month. This one, there wasn't an animal. I think this is the first month there wasn't an animal. I try and include figures in every month. So in any case, yes, that was you, Steve, 87th PS. Yes, Steve, the construction worker. The construction worker with the blueprints was you, Steve, the scan of you. So you made it into the Mini Prints of the Month Club. Anyway, if that's something that you would be interested in, it is HO scale only, but it's an incredible value. I have a ton of fun putting it together. And every month, the boxes go out on the 15th of the month. So the next box, and I've got it all figured out, actually. Here are all the items for this month's Mini Prints of the Month Club. There's a little tease. They're all going out on the 15th. So if that is something you're interested in, you can check it out. Okay, that's the paid political message. Let's get on with the fun. It's back. The Summer Peanut Butter Lid Mini Build Challenge. All you need to know is the following. Number 1, this is just about fun. You do not need to use a mini print. I would love you to use a mini print item, but you do not. All you need to do, Steve, the Bow Rider boat was in the April or May. So the boat already went out in, forget whether it was the April or May. So the boat's been, so this one's already been in a previous one. Some mini prints of the month club stuff goes out and doesn't get released for a couple months. Some stuff is unique to mini prints of the month club. Some stuff I list in mini prints of the month club and then forget to list on the website and do so at a later date. So mini prints of the month club stuff always, the mini prints of the month club subscribers always get the stuff first. And they got the boat in April, May, something like that. Peanut butter lid challenge. It is all about fun. Everybody who enters is automatically entered into a random draw for a $50 mini prints gift card. I've done it 4 times, which I will talk about in a minute. In the past, the entries have been fantastic. I already have, I think, 10 entries, but you have tons of time because the deadline isn't until the end of the month. So today is what is today? The 7th. You have until the 30th. All you need to do is take a 3.5-inch peanut butter lid. It can be a mayonnaise lid, as long as it's a 3.5-inch lid. Build something within that diorama size. Use mini prints if you want. If you don't, that's all right. And send me a maximum of 3 photos to bernard@miniprints.com. For the first time, this will be the 5th time that we've done it, I believe. For the first time, not only will there be a random draw, but there will be a best in show where I will pick the 3 top entries and then list them on Facebook, and the audience will then vote for which of the 3 gets the audience award. If you would like some inspiration, you have 4 videos that you can go watch on the Mini Prints YouTube page. So youtube.com/miniprints. You can watch the summer peanut butter mini lid challenge, the spring, the holiday, and the Halloween. And they're probably somewhere in the order of 50, maybe entries, 50, 60 entries for you to look at. Some of the ones you can see here, let me just move my head out of the way here. We have had people build bridges. We have had people build tall lids. We've had all sorts of different themes, Western themes, holiday themes. There are no rules other than the fact you can enter it in N scale. We've had HOS, we've had O scale lids. It doesn't matter. The idea is basically to have some fun. It's to grab a lid, build something small, something creative, something fun, get modeling. There is very low risk because, you've got 3.5 inches and 3 weeks, and you're going to have fun. To give you an idea of pushing the envelope and what is possible, we even had someone create a bridge between 2 lids. So go crazy. We've had some incredibly spectacular entries. It's a ton of fun. My biggest fear is that people have mini prints in a box that are just sitting there unpainted. And I know a lot of people do have, mini prints that are just sort of sitting there waiting to go on a layout. This is your call to arms. This is your opportunity to grab a peanut butter lid, grab a mini print, paint it up, throw it in. All of the entries will be shown on the September 4th show. So next month, we will have all the entries and award the random $50 gift certificate online. So it's just a bit of fun. Speaking of a bit of fun, I will be talking about the mini print lid challenge tomorrow night. So tomorrow night, I will be a guest on second section. And second section has a really interesting, provocative title. Is it the end of the line? Is this the model railroad industry? Is it in trouble? I will be participating with Andy and Mike, talking about my thoughts on it. We will be talking about the peanut butter lid and my thoughts on this topic. But we'll save that for tomorrow night. So if you are, if you're a fan of second section, join me tomorrow night, and we'll talk a little bit more about peanut butter. Please, please, please enter. I absolutely love seeing the creativity and the fun that people put into their peanut butter lid challenges. Okay. Let's see what else we have here. Oh yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the new things. But before I do that, let's just take a quick look at some of the comments. I agree with you, Bruce. Steve, I'm thrilled to hear that. I know you've entered in the past. I know that a lot of people on the show tonight have entered and have entered in the past. So I look forward to seeing them. I definitely do not scan toddlers, Chuck. As a matter of fact, I'm about to institute a new rule. No one under the age of 14. Yeah, kids and dogs. The old, was it W.C. Fields line? Definitely, you must be 14 or older to get scanned, because it's just not fair to kids. They don't stand still, and it's just too hard. Okay, who just got called out? Did I call somebody out? Uh-oh. Unleash the hounds. What did I do? Did I say something inappropriate? I'm just looking back at some of the comments. Well, I apologize if I called anyone out. All right. Is Second Section podcast on YouTube or only on Facebook? I think it's on, it's on YouTube. All right, so we've had a little conversation. Yeah, it's fun to watch, and I'm looking forward to being on, because it's something that I mentioned before. You know, it is a business. I mean, it's a hobby, but at the end of the day, I mean, not to get serious or anything, but this is how you feed the kids, or how I feed my kids. So it's kind of that balancing act between fun, mortgage, So it'll be an interesting conversation tomorrow night. And I don't like to get too serious about the business aspect of it, but at the end of the day, yeah, it is a business. So speaking of business, in the last month, here are a few of the latest mini prints. I showed you a few of them earlier. These have been expertly painted by Mike H.O. Trains, which I will talk about in a minute. I have a promotion on right now. Oh, yes, I should probably mention that. If you make an order at Mini Prints, yeah. Andre, my wife pays for her horse very happily. So, no, that is family income. So it means I probably have to pay something else. But yes, my wife has a horse problem. Hey, Brad, how are you? Welcome. I'm just talking about my latest little promotion. That's part of the whole business of this thing. I like to make it fun. So I always like to have, a little promotion or an offer or something. I have designed, let me go full screen for a minute. I always had a little HO scale ice machine, but I was thinking it would be kind of fun to design some HO scale ice, insert HO scale ice into ice machine. I know it's virtually impossible to see, but I put together this little fun ice machine with ice. So you get the ice machine, the ice, and the decal with any order placed at miniprints.com over $40 US between now and I think I set it till Friday. So if you go to miniprints.com and place an order, you must use the discount code or the coupon code, forgive me, ICE, ICE, as an Ice Baby. And I will throw in a free whatever scale, N, H, O, S, or O scale, whatever scale you order in. I will throw in a free ice machine. Yeah, it's kind of a gift with purchase. Why do I use US dollars, by the way? The site, you can shop in the site in either Canadian dollars or US dollars. The base currency is actually Canadian dollars, but it converts to US for US customers. The reason I use US dollars, quite simply, is because there are more US customers. So I think I've set the conversion rate. You can do the conversion, but basically 40 US, call it, I don't know, 55 Canadian, gets you this. All mini prints are available in HO, S, and O scale, and the vast majority are available in N scale. And if you go to the bottom page, and I've talked about this on previous broadcasts, there is an N scale gallery, and you can look at each item, and it will tell you whether it's available in HO, S, O, or N scale. Most everything is available in all four scales. The only way it wouldn't be available in N scale is if it's just too small to print. And there are some things that are just too small to print. And Chris, yes, if you watch back by about 10 minutes, you will see the three Shapeways artists that I have added to the roster and that I'm thrilled and honored to be representing. So go to miniprints.com. If your order is 40 bucks US or more, put in the coupon code ICE and I will send you a free ice machine. And it comes with the decal and it also comes with the door, which you can model open or closed. All right, we are getting near the end. I want to thank Don Miller and Mountain Goat Greg for listing these fantastic builds on the Mini Prints Modelers group. There are two Facebook groups. There is the Mini Prints Facebook group where I'll list, sales or new products or whatever. And there is the Mini Prints Modelers group, which is pretty much uniquely set up for people to share pictures of their models that they have done with their mini prints. These have been some of the ones that have been posted. Mountain Goat Greg did a fantastically funny little build recently where he created Dr. Mini in his beer lab experimenting with different brews. So thank you for that, Greg. Greg Baker, a very talented miniaturist. I got a real kick out of that. That was a lot of fun. I'll conclude because I don't want to go too far over because I know that Mike is on at 8 and I believe Heath is on at 9. So it's a busy night. But one of the things I think that makes mini prints a little bit different is that virtually all mini prints can be ordered painted or unpainted. So in addition to having things in N, H, O, S, and O scale, if you go to the website, you can pick the scale, but you can also pick whether or not you would like an unpainted mini print, in which case it will come to you unpainted, or a painted mini print. If you choose an animal, Sunny is here in the studio Monday to Friday painting the animals, and he is doing some fantastic work. Here are some of the figures he's painted recently. And Mike H.O. Trains who has a fantastic new logo and who was the first on today, paints all of our objects. And Mike is an incredible artist, an incredible painter. And you can see some of our road barricades, some of the vertical light stands there, the Rubbermaid garbage cans, our kegs, and those new cement barricades, which have proved to be incredibly popular. So I'm really happy to be able to offer mini prints, neither painted or unpainted. I love painting. It's kind of one of my favorite parts of the hobby, but I know a lot of people would like their mini prints painted, so that is available. And that's it. That's really about it. So thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm happy to stay on as long as you would like me to answer questions or, chat about things. I do try to keep it to an hour because out of respect for people who I know are on afterwards. If you did come in late, and I know a number of you did, we talked a lot about the shapeways. We talked about the peanut butter lid challenge. And at the very beginning of the show, I talked about the St. Louis RPM and the scans from St. Louis that are now all available at miniprints.com/minimes. So you can go back and watch that part of the broadcast as well. Definitely check out the YouTube page. And I've got the Facebook and the Mini Prints Modelers group and the Instagram page, but I don't have the link to the YouTube page. Let me just go to that live right now. Well, we'll launch that because I've been putting more and more. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't pretend to be a YouTuber. Definitely don't want to be a YouTuber. But let me just share that very quickly with you. I've been putting more and more stuff up on YouTube because there we go. So you'll see on the Mini Prints YouTube page, if you're looking for the St. Louis RPM models, they're there live from Elkhart. All of the Mini Prints monthly lives from previous months goes back 3 years worth here. Some Meet the Modelers, fantastic one here with Mike H.O. Trains, including, and you guys have got to watch this. If you haven't watched it, watch Mike's here, his graffiti road, details, 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 more details. Just a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant detail video. I have some painting clinics up. YouTube is a fantastic place to just sort of catch up on what's new in the crazy world. And of course, the PB lid mini build that I talked about. Dawn, you are coming in at the very, very end. I'm about to shut the stream down. But as I was just saying, you can go right here to the Mini Prints Monthly Live. And in about 15 minutes, this entire broadcast will come up right here under the August 2024. Brad, I will absolutely be scanning at Springfield again this year. That is the biggest, best show of the year. Between now and then, I'm confirmed at the NER convention in Rochester, September 19th. I would love to squeak in another one somewhere in between. Maybe Train Fest. I don't know. That's a tough sell for me. It's quite far and quite expensive, but we will see. If I can get to a show, I will, although I suspect I will probably be quite busy here printing all of the new fantastic models from the three new artists that have decided to sell through miniprints.com. So on that note, thank you. I will end with Andre with a cheers. And I thank you once again for this beautiful bottle. It was delicious. I will go home and have another delicious sip in the comfort of my own home when I don't have to be worried about slurring my words. Don't know about York. The problem, I did say Rochester. Yes, Chuck. I will be in Rochester, New York, at the NER Lakeshores Convention on, I believe, September 19th and 20th. And if you are interested in that, you can go to miniprints.com. Let me just go to miniprints.com. There we go. There are the mini-me's. So go to miniprints.com, go to the home page. There's a banner right here that says Get Shrunk. Click on that. And this is the sign up for, you can book your scans right here on the 20th or the 21st. I'll be there 19, 2021, scanning on 2021. You can book your Mini-Me 3D scan for the convention right there. And if you will be there, even if you don't want to be scanned, it'll be great to hang out and see you and hopefully do some rail fanning. Jimmy, thank you for watching. You've got 3 years to go back and watch. John Garvin, yes, I will probably be at the OVR pop-up. And Robert, unfortunately, I will not be at Timonium. I cannot make it this year. It is the Canadian Thanksgiving long weekend, and I have a family conflict because I will be up at the family cottage. So no to Timonium, yes to Rochester, yes to Springfield, and everything else is TBD. Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you, everyone, for joining. As always, miniprints.com. Don't forget, if you wish to order something and your order is $40 or more, add in the code ICE, ICE, and I will be more than happy to ship you your complimentary ice machine with door decal, ice insert, and my thanks. All right. Thanks, everyone. Really appreciate it. Get your peanut butter lids in by the Friday the 30th, and I will see you guys at the next broadcast, which is, yes, Wednesday, September 4th. Bye, everybody. Good night.